So some of the new questions now over why ICE is heading to Italy for the Olympics. DHS says they're sending a unit as part of the security detail for the American delegation to the Games. But the mayor of Milan does not sound in any way thrilled about it.
This is a militia that kills. It's clear that they are not welcome in Milan. There's no doubt about it. Can't we just say no to Trump for once?
To be clear, this is a different unit of ICE than the arm of the agency that's leading that immigration crackdown we're seeing here in this country. This unit is called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations. They have offices in more than 50 countries. They've gone abroad as part of the security detail to other Olympics before, so it's not totally out of the ordinary. I want to get to Claudio Lavanga in Rome for us now. So that headline, sort of ICE in Italy for the Olympics, sort of has some people asking, wait a second, what? But there is a precedent for it, right?
That's right, Holly. I mean, in the last few days, even the mention that ICE will be involved in security detail here during the Olympics in Milan has created a heated debate. There was a lot of controversial and contradictory reports. So finally, the Department of Homeland Security has clarified what is happening here. So they said, as you mentioned, that this is the investigative unit of ICE, the Homeland Security investigative unit that is not related, is kind of related, but it's not exactly the same, that involves the agents that we've seen in the last few weeks chasing down migrants in the U.S. They said that this unit in particular will help to, and I quote, vet and mitigate transnational criminal organizations. Also, the DHS specified and clarified, considering, of course, the heated debate is generated here in Italy, that this unit and DHS does not conduct immigration enforcement operations in foreign countries, including, of course, here in Italy during the Olympics, and also clarified that Italy is in full control of the security operation here. But that has not stopped, of course, a lot of anger and reaction from people around here and politicians, as you've seen in your intro, Holly.
This has reached the level of the prime minister there, right? I mean, this has reached the highest levels of government overseas.
Yeah, well, you've seen, everybody's had an opinion on this. You've seen what the mayor of Milan, this city, has said. He said they are not welcome. He called them a militia that kills. But then he went all the way up to the foreign minister, Antonio Tajani, who today said that he's been as critical as everybody, even more, about the methods that were employed by ICE agents that we've seen also, here in Italy on our TV screens, of the methods deployed in American cities that attracted a lot of criticism all over the world, including in Italy. But he said, well, let's not overreact, because it's not like the Nazi SS are coming to town, Holly.
Claudio Lavanga, Claudio, live for us there in Milan, in Italy, where everybody's looking at that. Thank you, Claudio. Appreciate that.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or watch live on our YouTube channel.